Tonight we're talking a little bit about history with David Barton, Josh Charles, and Chris Stewart. Chris, we were talking in the break about the power of the individual in your book about tipping points. I'm struck by the fact that there are these moments that aren't necessarily leaders that it's taken by.
It can be an individual. You know, in this case, he emerged into a great leader, but it's hard for us, I think, to understand what a crisis and what a pivotal moment the Civil War was for our nation, and by extension, the rest of the world. Because what would the next century have been like had we not had a united United States? It was imperative that this nation stay together. And of all the people who hated Abraham Lincoln in the South, there were about as many who hated him in the North. He didn't have very many friends. And if you read the press at the time, that becomes very, very clear. He must have felt, I am alone, so many times. And yet, really the story of hope that comes out of that, here was a man who stood up to do what he felt was right against opposition from almost every corner, and yet what a difference it made. And it was one of those tipping points that, you know, he changed not just the future of this country, but the future of the world because of that courage.
What would the founders tell us, or the Federalist Papers tell us, about our role? How do we prepare people to be Abraham Lincoln, or that person, the guy in the front of the tank at Tiananmen Square?
Sure. Well, the authors of the Federalist Papers make very clear that a moral and virtuous people ultimately solve the problem, and they keep the system going. Benjamin Franklin himself thought the system would fail after 50 or so years in his call for unanimity. He says, at the end of this, the people will be prepared for nothing less than despotic government. But it's kept going because of morally virtuous people, and I believe that in this day and age, people of faith will make the difference. In Isaiah, they're called repairers of the breach when the exiles are coming back from Babylon. Chronicles, the Lord is looking throughout the land to look for those whose hearts are fully committed to them and to strengthen them. They're going to make the difference. When you go to Wilmington and you show the power of prayer, I mean, the fact, I still talk with Robin Morris, and she's had hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of people from all over the country, even other countries, who have come, and they just want to set up prayer houses. People of faith will make the difference. All these problems will begin to be solved there.
So how much time here, Aaron? Can I take it on the other side? Can I take that minute on the other side? Okay, I want to take a break because I want to go to Lori Martini. Basically, on that point, I think in a way, what could be the most recent tipping point. We'll do that next.